Hi, I'm Mark. This is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and today I'm going to be bringing you a review of the Apple AirTag. Now, after a year and a half of rumours about Apple releasing this new product, it was announced at their April event and they were released on the 30th of April. I picked up 4 and I've been using them for about a week, and this is my review. And I think the real question we need to be asking with these AirTags is, are they better than Tile? So let's go through the AirTag and what it does and how well it does it. So the AirTag is essentially a small round disc that can be used for tracking whatever it is that you want to track. You simply attach it to your keys or put it in your bag or in your luggage, or maybe even attach it to your cat. And from there on, you can basically track that item from your iPhone. This might be something you want to do if you're the sort of person who loses their keys a lot, or perhaps if you're going on a journey and you want to put it in your bag just in case your bag gets lost or stolen. So let's start off by talking about this design. So the AirTags are pretty light, although not quite as light as the Tile Mate. And in terms of diameter, they're about the same size as a 2p piece if you live in the UK. One side of them has this glossy white look, which you can have engraved with up to 2 emojis. I just went for 1 because the centered look looks pretty cool. And then the other side is just a metal disc with all the information on about where it was made and some of its features. This makes them all in all pretty light, and so you're not really going to notice adding that extra weight to your keys. They are, however, just about too thick really to put inside your wallet. In terms of battery life, Apple say they should last for around a year. However, they do actually have replaceable CR2032 batteries. The AirTag will also alert you when the battery's getting low, so you can change it before it dies and you forget about it. You can get to the battery compartment by pushing and twisting that metal disc, and then you can just change the battery nice and easily. They're also IP67 splash, water and dust resistant. This means you don't have to worry about them getting wet if they're attached to your keys, or even if you accidentally drop your keys into a puddle or something. In terms of durability, I don't think we're going to expect much from this. The Tile's kind of rugged plastic look is pretty durable, and this has just been rattling around my bag for a while. However, the AirTag has basically got this metal side that you know is going to get scratched really easily, especially if you've got it on your keys and the keys are kind of rubbing against it. I guess in reality though, only time is going to tell. However, if that sort of thing does bother you, there are a whole variety of cases and skins and things out there that you can get, and I've linked a couple of my favourites below. Finally, it's also got a small speaker in to make some beeps when you trigger that from your phone. This is especially useful if you want to try and find your keys around your house. When it comes to cost, I think this is one of the most interesting things, because I was expecting Apple to come in at about £50 for each one. However, they've come in at £29 or $29. Better still, if you go for a 4-pack, you can actually get 4 for $99 or £99. Not quite sure what's going on with Apple's conversion rate, but actually they're still not particularly expensive. What I do think, however, is that this really shows that Apple are going after Tile, because the Tile Mate is around £20. So how easy are they to set up? Setting it up is pretty easy. You simply remove the plastic film around the outside of the AirTag, and that final bit makes the connection between the battery and the device. It will then make a little noise, and if you just hold it to your phone, you'll begin the setup process. This is the same sort of process that we've come to see with things like AirPods and Beats by Dr. Dre. You then just click through the options on your phone, you hook it up to your Apple ID, you decide what you're going to call it, and you're done. The whole setup process takes less than 30 seconds. From then you can just see it in your Find My app. Now, I actually had a problem with my Wi-Fi when I was setting this up, and so I ended up having to set it up manually in the Find My app. To do that, you just open the Find My app, you click on Items and Add New. It then finds any AirTags that are nearby and guides you through the setup process. And if you've got more than one kicking around at the time, each one will make a noise when you're setting up that particular one, enabling you to know which one is actually which. Once it's all set up and named, you can just throw it in your bag, or you might want to attach it to your keys or your bag using an accessory. So I picked up a couple of accessories. I picked up the Belkin key fob, and I also picked up the Belkin bag tag. These cost about £12 each, but there are a whole range of accessories out there. The official Apple ones are about £29 and upwards, and you can spend anywhere up to about £400 if you want the Hermes one. If you want to track one of your tags or check something still with you, you just go to the Find My app and hit Items, and you can see it there. It's also here you can tap into it and make it beep, or put it into lost mode and do a whole variety of things. So how do the AirTags work? So these basically work by pinging a signal off any nearby Apple device. When in the world there's around 1 billion active Apple devices, this means wherever you are, you're never going to be far from one. And Apple uses this infrastructure to basically update the location of your AirTag. This then gets bounced onto your iPhone. And this is exactly the same way Tile works. Tile bounces off other people using the Tile app, and it then updates the location of your Tile. And the big advantage of the AirTag over the Tile is that you don't need to download another app, because the Find My app is already on your phone. Likewise, Apple already have this massive ecosystem with an emphasis on security, and so you know that your privacy is going to be safe with one of these. So let's talk about some of the modes that come with this AirTag, because you've probably got lots of questions about tracking and how that works. So first, let's talk about the proximity mode, because this is one of the coolest things about this. So if you've got an iPhone 11 or upwards, then the U1 chip enables you to use the proximity mode. This basically means when you're pretty close to your AirTag, but perhaps you can't see it, maybe your keys have fallen down the side of a sofa or something, you can get really specific directions on your phone screen. This can really help you pinpoint the location of your lost device and find it nice and easily. This is a super useful feature, especially if you're going to be attaching it to things you easily lose around your house. Likewise, I think it opens up a really fun opportunity for some hide and seek with these around your house as well. And then there's a load of other features which will work across iPhones as long as they're running iOS 14.5 and upwards. So there's of course the simple just open your app and see where your device is mode, or see where it was last pinged. This is done by simply opening the Find My app and choosing items, and there you can see where your items are. But what if you lose something? So let's say you lose your bag with an AirTag in it. Maybe you leave it on the train or on the bus or something. You then get off that train or bus and you realise that you've left your bag there. At this point, you can open your Find My app and you can keep an eye on what's going on with it. Now, in some testing videos I watched, particularly one from Sarah Dietschy, it seems that these only update around every 10 minutes. However, that's still enough time for you to get an idea of where your thing is off to. What you can, however, do in the Find My app is put your AirTag into lost mode. This lets you receive a notification when it's found and also add a telephone number to it. That means if someone was to find your bag and then find the AirTag, they would then be able to get in touch with you. And this works for Apple and Android users. If you're an Apple user, you can just open the Find My app and use that to get the details of the AirTag. If you're an Android user, you can just hold it to the back of an Android phone and it uses the NFC to bring up a window that gives them an option to see your details. This is a really useful way for reuniting owners of lost things with those things. And of course, the tracking means that if it was to end up back at the depot or something, you'd be able to see where it ended up. The same rules apply if someone was to steal your bag. You could put it into lost mode and then you could track it down. Now, one of the things I found is that in lost mode, it doesn't emit a beep. If you want it to make a sound, you can do that separately. This is particularly useful depending on if your bag is lost or stolen, because of course if it's stolen you don't want to alert the person who's stolen it that you've got an AirTag they can dispose of. But if it's lost, you do want it to make a noise, so people kind of go, well, what's that noise and how do I get this bag back to someone? So then the real question with all of this is, what if the tables are turned and someone is trying to stalk you? Let's say someone just slips this into your car or into your bag. Now, Apple say that an AirTag travelling without its owner, but with someone who also owns an iPhone, will be alerted that there is a stray AirTag travelling with them. Now again, in Sarah Dietschy's test video, she found that basically the alert only happens when you get to your house or to a significant location. That could be somewhere you go regularly, like the gym, because Siri learns your regular places. It's at that point you'll get the alert on your phone to say that an AirTag is travelling with you. You then have the option to disable it. It's also at that point you can see where it's been tracking you from. In my opinion, this is probably the slight flaw in it and probably something Apple needs to improve over time, because I don't think I'd want someone to track me all the way home. I'd kind of want to know that the AirTag was travelling with me beforehand. This is, however, a software thing, so it is something that Apple can update over time. And I suspect the reason there's been about 1.5 years of rumours about this is because Apple have been trying to get the software right to start with. Because you've got all these things to take into account with tracking devices if you're going to put your emphasis on privacy. How do you make sure owners can track their stolen or lost goods without enabling people to be stalked? It's a really difficult thing to try and work out. And I think so far Apple have done a really good job with it. AirTags. What is the verdict? And are they better than Tile? In my opinion, as someone who has followed Apple for a really long time now, the AirTag is the most interesting new product Apple have released in a very, very long time. And it's nice to have a completely new addition to their lineup. For my testing, the AirTag works really well at testing your devices, and I'm looking forward to when we can travel again and I can just throw out my suitcase and check that my baggage is back on the carrier at the end. And there's two things that I think really set the AirTag apart from the Tile. The first is about Apple's privacy, and we know that this is a real drive for Apple at the moment, and so I think this is a really good thing that they've thought of when it comes to this device. The second thing is that Apple has a massive network already, and so this is going to track your things better than the Tile, simply because Apple already has that ecosystem. At $29 each or $99 for 4, they're also priced really reasonably, and this makes them only just more expensive than the cheapest Tile. That being said, because they don't have a loop attached to them, if you want to attach it to your bag or to your keys and don't want to just throw it in something, you are going to need to buy an accessory. However, only a week in and there's already lots of third-party accessories out there. So all in all, this is a great tracking device and certainly something worth picking up if you're an Apple user. I hope you guys have found this video helpful. If you've got any questions, do stick them below. I do always answer questions down there. If you want to pick up one of these or 4 of these on some of the accessories, I have put a link below to some of my favourite accessories and to the packs of these. Do also consider liking this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys again soon.